Now, this is the last session of our world history part, which is, Unit 12, which is disintegration of USSR and formation of a unipolar world. Disintegration of USSR and formation of unipolar world. Then now there is one superhero, that is USA. That is the way USSR disintegrated, and a superpower, there is one USA. Now, disintegration of Soviet Union and rise of unipolar world. This is the last session we have to deal with the world history optional, paper 2, section B. This is world history. Disintegration of Soviet Union and rise of unipolar world. USSR as the first socialist state of the world. We know that after this Russian Revolution, we discussed this Russian Revolution, and that was in 1917, and we have seen there is a formation of this, the first socialist nation. Okay, there is formation of the first socialist state. Okay, first socialist state, USSR as the first socialist state after revolution of 1917. And obviously rise of USSR, it resulted in this, yes, the world got divided into two blocks. Okay, yes, a bipolar world. One side it is USA, and other side it is USSR. We have seen a West capitalist bloc, and this socialist bloc, socialist or communist bloc. Okay, again we have seen mostly the third world countries, they formed this now. Non-alignment movement also we have seen. So this is the way world got divided, like a bipolar world formed USSR, USA and USSR. Now here, this rise of USSR, it affected the nature and course of international relations. We have seen those concerns in Middle East, those issues in Africa, those issues in Asia, those issues in the Southeast Asia, even this European power balance system. We have seen the rise and growth of USSR as a superpower. Definitely it affected the international relations in Europe, Asia, Africa, etc. Collapse of the USSR was in 1991, collapse of the entire socialist bloc. So you imagine that when USSR collapsed in 1991, that almost marked the collapse of entire socialist bloc. 21st century characterized by ideological and strategic unipolarism. We have seen once this USSR is disintegrated, or USSR is over, when USSR ended, you can see, or after collapse of USSR, let me tell you, there is unipolarism, or there is an ideological and a strategic unipolarism which is almost dominated by this USA. USSR is not just Russia, you see. USSR means it is 15 republics, like Armenia is there, Azerbaijan is there, Belarus is there, Estonia is there, then Georgia is there, Kazakhstan is there. You see, all these 15 republics in the east, you see, all together they formed this USSR. Okay, so don't think that USSR means it is only Russia. It is not like that. It is, yes, it is a federation of, or it is a federation or a confederation of, let me tell you, a 15 republics. That was USSR. And you know that this is NATO alliance. NATO alliance was the military alliance for these capitalist countries. Okay, this was the military alliance for these capitalist nations. NATO alliance, that was the military alliance for these capitalist nations. That was NATO. Military alliance for these capitalist nations. Okay, now here there is a Warsaw Pact. You understand, this is Warsaw Pact. Okay, this Warsaw Pact, you try to understand. This was the military alliance which kept the socialist groups together. It kept the socialist groups together. Okay, like NATO united these European capitalist blocs together, or NATO is the military alliance which kept the capitalist countries together. Similar way, yes, this Warsaw Pact was the military alliance which kept the socialist groups together. Then what kind of the problems USSR faced, or what are the major reasons for this disintegration of USSR? Let me tell you, the bureaucratic and authoritarian system. Okay, the main problems faced by USSR, or the factors which contributed to this disintegration of USSR, one is bureaucratic and authoritarian system, lack of democracy, lack of freedom of the speech, one party system which is communist party system. Yes, and they are unaccountable to people. Okay, communism, it reached such a stage that the state is controlling everything. Okay, so a one party system where there is no scope for democracy, dominance of Russia, negligence to the interest of other republics. Yes, in these 15 republics, there is one nation which is leading nation, that is Russia. So this socialist interest will be the Russian interest. It is not the interest of all these 15 republics. Yes, a socialist interest means, or a socialist intention of USSR means, that will be Russian affair, that will be Russian interest. Okay, so that is why dominance of Russia, negligence of the interest of other republics in this USSR, high expenditure on defense, and low on infrastructure and technology. All these are the major problems USSR faced in the later stages. Okay, in the later stages, USSR faced this kind of the problems: bureaucratic and authoritarian system, lack of democracy, lack of freedom of the speech, one party system, then non-accountability to people, dominance of Russia, negligence to the interest of other republics in USSR, then high expenditure on defense and to war, then low on infrastructure, technology, and the public's welfare. There are many factors which contributed to disintegration of USSR, starting with the fall of Berlin Wall. This fall of Berlin Wall, that was a significant event. We have seen after World War II, Germany is divided: West Germany, East Germany, West Germany, East Germany. Okay, so and dividing this Berlin Wall was also built. Okay, there are many events which led to this fall of this Berlin Wall. That was a moral, that was a severe blow on the moral prestige of this USSR. Okay, so let me start with this fall of Berlin Wall. That was in 1989, fall of this Berlin Wall. This was constructed at the peak of this Cold War between US and USSR. Post World War II, Germany was divided as the West Germany and East Germany. Germany was divided like this: West Germany and East Germany. Take care, it was divided like West Germany and East Germany. Capital Berlin was divided between these two blocks. So Germany, we have seen in World War II, this Germany was terribly defeated. Okay, Germany was terribly defeated. So Germany was divided among these allied powers. We have seen this. Okay, or these winners. So here this Germany is divided like West Germany, East Germany. Even the capital of Germany, Berlin, was also divided. West Germany and West Berlin, that given to this capitalist bloc due to capitalist economy that focused on development of infrastructure and industrialization. So what happened here? You take care. This is West Germany. This is East Germany. Okay, West Germany went to this capitalist bloc, or maybe the allied powers. Yeah, allied powers, you can call them this under the control of this USA or Britain, etc. Now East Germany went to under the control of this USSR, especially Russia and all. Okay, now the problem is this West Germany and West Berlin. This is divided between these two powers, and this USA applied this heavy capital investment in this region. Heavy capital investment. Okay, due to heavy capital investment, there is infrastructural development. There is industrialization or industrial development. Then further it boosted the GDP. Okay, it boosted this food security. Okay, it created employment opportunities. Further, okay, social security, it increased the social security. All the way, let me tell you, the West Germany, the condition is very nice. Okay, because these capitalist nations, they invested into this nation over its infrastructural developments, over its industrial development. All the way, West Germany, yes, because of that high investments, West Germany is gradually, steadily improving its life conditions, or maybe all industrial revolutions, infrastructural developments, everything happened here.